gold and other resources, but again, because we have mountains, it's very hard to get them. Very expensive. People. That's how our people look like. So we have almost 6 million people. Not so many in comparison to Taiwan, where they tiny country. The life expectancy is 65 years. So people always make joke of that. That's the year when you will be retired, right? And it's a life expectancy. So the government is very sly. They may put the age 65 years when they will start paying your pension. But on average, person dies already by that age. So they can save a lot of money. 27 people live per square kilometer. That's the comparison with Taiwan. 650 people live in Taiwan. So you can guess. We have huge space, yes. Between our building, for example, like in Taiwan, you have the building, you step out from your house and it's a road already. Narrow road where the car, the bicycle, the scooter, the bus, and people who are just walking, they all use the same road. It's illegal to build like that in my country. When you build building at least 15 meters, after that, after 15 meters, can the sidewalk start? Sidewalk should be at least 3 meters wide. After sidewalk, we have a place for trees. After that, we'll have a road. On that road, only cars and buses are allowed to drive. Yeah, like those reminds like Taipei, right? So if for some reason, the person, pedestrian, will step on that road, all cars will immediately stop because it will be a dangerous situation. And in the beginning, when I came to Taiwan, I was thinking, so scary that you walk the same road with the cars. What's unusual for me? So I think it's the reason because there's so much space for us. Yeah? So yeah, that's how much proportion of the people living in the capital and the south capital like Kaohsiung, and this one is like your Taichung, yeah, like middle capital. Recently, because there is not much job in the rural areas, so everyone wants to go to the capital or south capital. That's the place where more or less developed. So we also a little different again. Remember, I said that in the Soviet Union they mixed us. So after the Soviet Union collapsed, some people left, some people stayed. So we still have the mixture. It's very normal that when you're sitting in the class, not 1/3 of the class will be Russians, then maybe some Koreans, some other people. Koreans in our country, they're different Koreans than from Korea. Because that's a long story. So we have two languages, Kyrgyz language and Russian language. When you have two languages, it means everything has to be written in two languages. Every document has to be in two languages. Everyone has to speak two languages. It's not like two languages, like I know that you have Taiyu right here in Taiwan, and you have the Mandarin. No, it's not the same. It's like if you're forced to speak English and you speak Chinese too. So you have two mother languages. It's not first language and second language. No, they're both first language. Economy. Because it was Soviet Union, after collapse we had problem. Yes, so now we are considered as the poor country of Europe. We had a lot of problems. Actually, we still have a lot of problems. The system has changed and we're still adapting to this. And people having problems, like people like my father generation, those people, they did not think. Why? Because government didn't want them to think. So You work, we will give you salary, we will give you everything. So government is doing everything. So suddenly Soviet Union collapsed. No more country, no more government. People have to think by their own, but they don't know how. So that was the problem. That's why many people in my country, they don't know how to think. They still want the government to think for them. But new government says, why we have to think for you? We are not communist country anymore. You think for yourself. So how do they make? But younger generations, they adapt very well. So now we are united in Eurasian Economic Union. It's similar to European Union. There's some, like 10 countries, they combine. We can go and work. Like to Russia, I don't need passport to go to Russia. I can go just with my student ID. So other countries in that union, you just can move just with your student ID. So you don't. We have door-to-door market. For some reason, even though we are not connected with China after collapse, we start working very tightly. You know that about Silk Way. Who knows about Silk Way? It's a connection between Europe and China in the past. People were using horses and camels to go there and to bring the silk from China to Europe. So it passes through my country. So after collapse, we revived that. So we are the place where all the products from China first come to my country and then goes to the area of former Soviet Union. So we have huge market. It reminds, when I go there, it's similar like your Shilin night market. But imagine that Shilin night market, the size of Zhongli. So if somebody will drop you there, you will be lost. It's a huge market. You need a map to walk there. So the whole area, they come to, from China, the products come to that door-to-door market, and people from Russia, from other countries come to the door-to-door market to buy. So it's kind of in the intermediate. And another thing, why my country is considered to be poor is that it's hard to measure money in my country. Like in Taiwan, how to know whether you're poor or rich? Your money in your bank, right? Maybe you have a house, or maybe you have building or cars. But in my country, many people that have animals, livestock, they count in heads. For example, some person has 1,000 of horses. Can you call him rich? Yes, one horse costs about $3,000 US. So he has 1,000 of horses, is $3 million. But when you have 1,000 horses, you don't know exact number. You don't count them every day. That person has, again, we're living in the mountains. So he sells his horses in the mountains. He don't bring them home. They're just in the mountain. Just walk from one mountain to another, eat the grass, that's all. So who knows how rich he is? Nobody knows. Because no one is counting how many horses he has. So the same, so most of the people, they have a lot of livestock. By the way, the horses are for food. That's what they do. Other, what we get? How do we make money on them? Except for trading, we mine the gold and uranium. Gold, we know about gold, nothing to talk about. The names of uranium is the thing, the mineral from which you get the nuclear power, right? You get nuclear bombs, or you use it for nuclear plants. I know that in Taiwan you have 3 or 4 of them. So you need this uranium. But with the uranium is that we cannot easily sell it to anybody who wants, because it's very dangerous. And tourism. We have a lot of tourists who will come. The religion. Suddenly, recently, country is becoming Islamic. Not Islamic, but Islam is improving so fast. Why? Because after the collapse of Soviet Union, the education fell immediately. So people from other Islamic countries, they come to those poor villages, and then they talk to the children and poor people who don't have education and convert them to Islam. And actually, the government is trying to prevent it. But because we have the rule that it's free, anyone can have any religion now. It's not Soviet Union anymore. So that is why they cannot directly fight with it. So we cannot really prevent. So more and more people are becoming this belief in Islam. Right? But we have a rule that we are a country, the government is free of any religion. Religion has no right to interfere with the government. There is no even one rule or law which is connected with any religion. And while most of the people, right, said it's written 85, but actually it's not true, it's maybe less, much less. So when you ask the person, what is your religion? They will say Islam. But in Islam you cannot eat pork, you cannot drink alcohol. You have to pray 5 times a day. And there are many other rules. And they don't follow any, except for one. Don't kill them. But that one they follow because it's illegal. We eat pork. We drink a lot of alcohol because we had connection with the Russia. You know that Russia is #1 consumer of alcohol in the world. So we lived with them for 100 years ago, so that's why we still drink. So that person who is drinking, eating pork and doesn't pray, you ask him what is your religion, he still says Islam. And that's funny. Their culture. Many people, when they come, they expect to see something like this, ancient, like very traditional clothes. You cannot see this. We don't wear this, and we don't live in this house for centuries. So of course we don't wear it. We don't see it. But recently, because of tourism, they revived it. In some places, they dress up like this just for tourists. Yeah. So we have the cultures, we have the great influence, even though we are Asians, but mostly we listen American and European sort of songs and movies. We don't watch Korean, Chinese, Japanese movies or songs. Like when I come here and you have nice things, you have your own singers, but we mostly like follow the Madonna and we watch MTV and watch HBO and Netflix. Hospitality, that's one of unique parts of our culture, is because not so many people living far from each other. Before they didn't have cars, they had only horses. So from one place to another, it took days to reach. So when guests come, you do everything. For each person of guests, you have to kill one sheep. And the person has to stay at your home at least 3 days. And you have to kill one sheep a day. It was in the past. So, but we still have those traditions. And we have the great difference of cities and rural areas. So because of that, we were in the Soviet Union. In the cities, we became more like Russian culture, we mixed with other cultures. But in the rural areas, because they live in the mountains, it's not like they're centuries away from us, but there is huge difference in culture. Like in Taiwan, people who live in Taipei and people who live, let's say, in Taoyuan, similar, right? But in my country, they're completely different. When you move from the city somewhere else, it's like you go to another country. People, mostly they speak, by the way, in city we speak more Russian, while in the out of city they speak Kyrgyz more. They have different traditions, and they always look at us like, these citizens. They look at us as if we're soft, because we are sit and we work in office, and we are weak, yes. We are physically weak in comparison to them. They are usually taller, bigger, stronger. The skin is darker. Yes, and that's the difference also. What else? We are lazy people. We like big feast. I know that I've been in the local wedding. Your wedding lasts for 2 hours. Our wedding lasts for 3 days. We just like to always dance and drink and eat. We have huge weddings. Funerals also huge. That's so expensive. And anniversaries. Our wedding, the small one is 600 people. And can you imagine feed 600 people for 3 days? It's expensive. What else? The capital, Bishkek, is the center in the whole area for nightlife, clubbing, bars. So, really fun time in the evening. Yeah? So, every time, every weekend, Friday, Saturday, no one sitting at home, everyone goes to the clubs, bars, and always enjoy the time there. What else is in our country? When you land at the airport, you will see that our airport calls Manas. Manas is our hero who lived maybe 1,000 years ago. At this moment, we don't know whether it truly existed or not. Maybe he just imagined it. So what makes this hero unusual is that it's in poem. The story is written in singing, in song. So this song lasts for several days, and it was written only 100 years ago, even less, maybe 50 years ago. But this is the biggest poem in the world ever created. So what about our culture? We are fighting all the time. That is why we're still a little bit aggressive. That's it. Respectful. You have to show respect. If the person is not showing respect, probably another person will, it will lead to fight and conflict. So it's not really passionate and emotional. People say what is on their mind. Sometimes it's not really good. Like in Taiwan, that's what I also did. How polite you are. If somebody will break the rule, you will keep quiet. If somebody says something bad, you keep quiet. You're very tolerant. In my country, it's opposite. If you make angry a little bit somebody, so you will immediately start arguing about that. No one keeps quiet. The food. Food is unhealthy, I think, for some reason. Yes, you will become very muscular and very fat because we eat a lot of meat. And meat is actually food, while in Taiwan is cheaper, but meat is much cheaper in my country. Like steak, like this kind of steak, how much? 600 NT, right here, probably. So for this kind of steak in my country, maybe 120. So it's much cheaper. So what people prefer to eat, what kind of meat? We eat lambs, sheep, but it's not your yamro. Yamro, I tried, I said it is lamb, but yours is goat. Yeah, with that, the goat with the goatee, you know. We don't eat that one because that goat has a little bit smell, and this one is completely different taste. Beef. Beef is cheapest meat we have. I know for some reason in Taiwan it's opposite. Beef is the most expensive meat here. While in my country it's the cheapest. So when the person doesn't have enough money for the lamb, they will buy beef. Then we also have chicken, but people don't consider chicken as the meat because it's white. So they say meat if only it has red meat. Then fish, landlocked country, of course, is rare. Our rivers, we have fish in them. The red fish, you know, that red salmon, right? The red fish, is rare, very expensive, and very hard to catch. So that is why people don't eat much red fish. And delicacy, the horse meat. People really like the horse meat, but it's very expensive. That's the most expensive. And people eat horse only when it's wedding, funeral, or anniversary. What people don't eat much? Vegetables and greeneries. No, we don't eat that. Maybe a little bit, very little bit. But what I like in Taiwan and what makes it different is that, and I think that's the reason why we don't eat it. We don't know how to cook it. It's not delicious. And even I wanted to learn how to cook Taiwanese salad, you know, side dish. My friends told me how to cook that cabbage fried with something, that fried cabbage. I went home and I tried to cook it. It's different. Ours is not good. Yours is more delicious. Pork, rare. Because in the past we were Muslims don't eat pork. Now we don't eat pork mostly because we don't care. And seafood. We don't eat seafood just for the reason because we don't have it. We don't have seafood, so we don't have seafood. Maximum is fish, yeah, that's all. When I showed 20 years ago, first seafood came, it's frozen, not frozen. And when I showed the shrimp to my grandfather, he was like afraid of it. He's like, wow, why are you eating cockroach? So they think it's a cockroach. And when you show something with tentacles, like calamari, squid, or octopus, they also look so afraid of that. They never have seen that. So this is how our usual dish looks like. It's a little bit oily. In this one, okay, a lot of vegetables, but then we fried so much that the vegetable, this is onion, it will disappear. So the taste will be there, but it will not really do it. Noodles, we like noodles. And in the south, well, in the north, we don't eat rice at all. Very rare when we eat rice, maybe once a month. It's not that we don't hate it, it's just we don't have it in our traditional food. While in the south, their traditional food looks like this. Meat on top of specially cooked rice. So this is our meat. Looks like a little bit similar. So this is a horse actually. And this one is maybe some types of you have the palsy, right? Palsy, but a little bit different. Then it has a lot of hidden signs. So the romance, that's also what I found different here. The historical. So couples get married on average at 25 years old. So they think that it's the time when people should get married. The bride usually 5 years younger than the groom. Why? Why there is a difference? Because the girls, not only in my country, I think in West also, the girls develop faster. There is a certain age when the girls are taller than us. And then even when we reach their height, we still, the guys are like boys, you know, it's still even like at university, we're just playing games or something like that. While girls are already more mature, they're ladies. So, if they'll be same age, it will be like, the girl will be like older sister, even they're same age. But she will feel that she's like older sister to that boy. So that's the difference in development. The groom pays the ransom to the bride family. When the groom takes the bride from her family, usually the groom has to pay a huge amount of money. That came from the Mongolians. So we like kind of buying the bride. Yeah? At that time they paid a lot. Now they're paying less and less, and the modern in the city we say, hey, let's forget about this old tradition. Forget about money. We're not buying, we're making family, right? We're not buying her. She's not an item for me to pay for her. Why? Wife is a heart keeper. It means that, again, this is traditional. Not really usual in the city anymore, but the wife is not really working. She's keeping the house, taking care of kids, and all the problems in the house. While the husband is the earner. He goes to work, brings the money home, and gives to wife. So what is discrepancies? Yeah? There are more females right now than candidates for marriage than men. So the females have to become more active. So actually the females they initiate the relationship. They start. The guys are a little bit shy. The girls start relationship. They first approach the guy. Or at least they show some signals. So that's how it's done. But the males are dominant in the relationship. Very big gap in the citizen, of major cities and rural areas. Again, we have huge gap. So what happened? In the rural areas, they have some very old tradition still happening. And this is the huge problem of my country. They're kidnapping brides. Because the guys are very shy. They might like some girl, but they don't know how to approach the girl. What do? They tell Goldie's friends, take her and bring home. And then they start convincing her that she should get married to this guy. So it's forcing. So it's very bad, yes. Very bad. In fact, it's illegal because you're kidnapping a person. Person can go to jail for that if you kidnap a person. But it's happening in rural areas. There is not much police there. And if there are like 100 or 200 people there, so there is one policeman maybe. So this policeman is brother of the kidnapper. So they don't know what to do with this. This is a huge problem. Happens in rural areas, somewhere in the mountains, in the distant places, where far away from cities. In my life, I've never seen one person who was kidnapped, and I never